Hello, friends. September looks like a quiet month on the calendar, but if you're on Social Security or Medicare, it's actually one of the busiest months of the year for deadlines. Some of these are policy changes, some are annual cutoffs that come around every year, and a couple are new for 2026. I've pulled together the 7 things worth paying attention to this month. For each one, I'll tell you what it is, why it matters, and exactly what to do. A lot of this comes down to one phone call or a 10-minute check, so grab a pen if you want. Number 1. A letter is showing up in your mailbox this month, and most people set it aside without reading it. Between September 1st and September 30th, every Medicare Advantage and Part D plan is required by law to send you an annual notice of change, or ANOC. This letter tells you everything your plan is changing for 2027. Which drugs are moving to a higher cost tier or being dropped, which doctors are leaving the network, whether your premium is going up, and whether extras like dental, vision, or OTC allowances are changing. When it shows up, look at 3 things. First, run your current medications against the new drug list. A drug moving from Tier 2 to Tier 4 can add $50 to $100 a month in copays. If a drug is being dropped entirely, you'll need to either switch plans or file for an exception, and you have to figure that out before open enrollment opens October 15th. Second, confirm your doctors are still in network. Network changes take effect January 1st, so if your doctor is leaving, you need to decide now whether to switch plans or switch doctors. Third, check the premium. Even $15 or $20 more per month adds up to about $200 a year. September is the only month you get this information before open enrollment starts. And if you want a second set of eyes, every state has free SHIP counselors. That stands for State Health Insurance Assistance Program. They don't sell insurance, they don't charge anything, and they're much easier to reach in September than in October when everyone else is calling. Dial 1-800-MEDICARE to find your local SHIP office. Number 2. The inflation numbers being collected right now decide how much your check goes up in January. Social Security's cost of living adjustment, the COLA, is calculated from CPIW data for July, August, and September. July and August are already in. September's number comes out in mid-October, and SSA announces the official 2027 COLA shortly after. Based on current estimates from independent trackers like the Senior Citizens League, the 2027 COLA is projected to land somewhere around 3.4 to 3.6% on the current average Social Security benefit of about $2,000 a month. That works out to roughly $70 more per month, starting January 2027. Now here's the part most people don't think about. The income thresholds where Social Security benefits start getting taxed, $25,000 for single filers and $32,000 for married couples, were set back in the 1980s and 90s. They've never been adjusted for inflation. They don't move with the COLA. So every year, a group of retirees who were sitting just under the threshold get pushed over it purely because their benefit went up. The rule of thumb is this: if you're currently within a couple $1,000s of that threshold, this year's COLA might be enough to push you over. And once you cross that line, part of your Social Security benefit becomes taxable for the first time. The new $6,000 senior deduction from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act may help offset this, but you'll need to run your own numbers once the official COLA is announced in October. Number 3. A Medicare benefit you've already paid for expires September 30th. If your Medicare Advantage plan includes an over-the-counter benefit, your Q3 allowance, covering July, August, and September, expires on September 30th. Whatever's left on the card doesn't roll over. It doesn't show up as a credit anywhere else. It just disappears. According to a 2024 eHealth report, seniors with OTC benefits lose more than $500 a year on average, simply because they don't spend the balance before the quarterly deadline. If you're not sure what your balance is, grab your Medicare card and call the member services number on the back. Just ask, "What's my current Q3 OTC balance?" Then spend it before the 30th on vitamins. pain relievers, dental supplies, a blood pressure monitor, first aid, whatever's on your plan's eligible list. And if your plan doesn't currently include an OTC benefit, open enrollment starting October 15th is your chance to switch to one that does. Number 4. The paper check deadline that's been extended twice and won't be extended again. September 30th, 2026 is the final deadline for Social Security and federal benefit recipients to switch from paper checks to electronic payment. The Treasury and SSA have been warning people about this for over a year. The deadline has already been pushed back twice, and based on SSA's most recent communications, this is the last extension. If you're still getting a paper check after September 30th, your October payment is likely to be disrupted. You've got two options. The first is direct deposit into your bank account. You can set it up through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov or call SSA at 1-800-772-1213. You'll need your bank's routing number and your account number ready. The second option is the Direct Express prepaid card issued by the government. Call 1-800-333-1795 to get one. If neither of those genuinely works for you, no bank account and no way to get a prepaid card, there's a formal hardship exemption through the Treasury at 1-855-290-1545, but you have to apply for it. Doing nothing and hoping a paper check still shows up in October is not going to work. Number 5. The senior property tax window is closing in most states right now. In most states, the deadline to apply for senior property tax exemptions, assessment freezes, or deferrals falls between August and October, and a lot of counties set their cutoff in September. If you own your home and you're 65 or older, there's a good chance you qualify for a program that lowers your assessed value, freezes it, or defers your taxes altogether. Every state has some version of this. Most eligible seniors have never applied. Missing the September or October cutoff means paying full property taxes for another full year with no way to get it back. So call your county assessor this week. The number is on your most recent property tax bill. Just 2 questions. What senior programs do you offer, and when's the application deadline? Number 6. The quarterly tax deadline on September 15th. If you have income that doesn't have taxes automatically withheld, things like IRA withdrawals, pension distributions, rental income, or self-employment, you may need to make quarterly estimated tax payments. The Q3 2026 deadline is September 15th. Miss it and you're looking at an underpayment penalty running around 8% annualized. One thing to double check this year is the new $6,000 senior deduction from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. If your quarterly payments are still calibrated to last year's numbers, you might actually be overpaying. On the other hand, if your income went up this year, you may need to increase your payment to avoid a penalty in April. 15 minutes with your numbers before September 15th is worth doing. Number 7. SSA added 14 new conditions to its fast-track disability approval list. SSA recently expanded its Compassionate Allowances program with 14 new serious medical conditions. This program is for diagnoses severe enough that the standard processing time, which can run 3 to 6 months or longer, just isn't appropriate. If your application gets flagged under this program, you're usually looking at days or weeks for approval, not months. The new additions include several rare cancers and severe neurological disorders. If you or a family member has been diagnosed with something serious recently, and you either haven't filed for Social Security disability yet, or you filed and you're stuck in the queue, check the updated list at ssa.gov/compassionate allowances. If the condition qualifies, tell SSA directly that the application should be reviewed under the Compassionate Allowances program. That designation can move things a lot faster. So here's September in one place. Your Medicare ANOC letter shows up this month, so read it for drug changes, network changes, and premium hikes before open enrollment opens October 15th. September is the final measurement month for the 2027 COLA, with the official number coming in October and current projections around 3.4 to 3.6%. Your Medicare Advantage OTC balance for Q3 disappears September 30th, so call today and spend it. Paper checks end September 30th, so set up direct deposit or direct express now if you haven't already. Property tax exemption deadlines are closing in most counties, so call your assessor this week. The estimated tax Q3 deadline is September 15th, and make sure your payments reflect the new senior deduction. An SSA added 14 new conditions to compassionate allowances, so check the list if a serious diagnosis is part of your situation. If this was useful, do me a favor and send it to one friend or family member who's on Social Security or Medicare. September moves fast, and this stuff is a lot easier to handle when someone gives you a nudge. Which of these 7 caught you off guard? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.